All right, we're back with another edition of Keeping Up with Douglas Athletics. This time we're going to talk a little baseball. And Coach, please introduce yourself.
I'm Kyle Redman, head baseball coach here at Douglas High School, and this is going to be year 3 coming up. So,
Coach, the hat's absolutely sick. Love it. You said you designed that, and obviously it plays off the Detroit D, but what went into designing that hat before we get started?
Well, I took a look at some of the ones that they had previously, and I wanted it to be a little. I like simple, I really like simple, so I just kind of went with the red and white, and the old English D is kind of what baseball uses as far as the logo goes, so, and I went with that. So
the classic Detroit fitted hat is my all-time favorite hat, and I've got about 70 hats, and that's probably my overall favorite hat of all time, so I really love this.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Coach, how'd you end up here at Douglas? You said you played at A&M.
Yeah.
Take us a little bit through your career there.
Well, yeah, I played ball at A&M for 3 years. Ended up tearing my ACL during my sophomore season. So I had another year I could have played, but it was COVID. So I ended up hanging up the cleats and going into the workforce. Initially, I was doing some skill training and development at a gym down in Madison. And just kind of decided that, I think I wanted to try coaching, so I got into education that way. I actually ended up doing a year at Huntsville High with Coach Lamb over there. And my wife is actually from Douglas, so she graduated from here. So this is kind of where most of her family is. Then I ended up having my daughter, and so we decided to apply. The job came open. I just was really just trying to get on somewhere here, and then the head coach position came open, so I applied for it, and I ended up getting it. So we packed up from Madison and came to Douglas.
That's pretty cool,
yes,
man.
Sir.
It's a different vibe than Huntsville High, and, but it's a good family atmosphere.
Absolutely, and that's kind of one of the things that drew me to it. Was I had been around a little bit before I actually made the move, and just seeing that atmosphere and how the community kind of rallied behind the different sports and things like that. So that was interesting to me, and part of my decision to come this way was just seeing that.
Let's dive right into it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Baseball, I always like to start with arms because you're only going to go as far as your arms do.
Absolutely.
Let's start on the who do you got? It's going to be in the rotation for you this year.
So probably our area guys, or those, I guess you can say 1-2 game, 1 game, 2 game, 3 guys. It'll probably be Kason Walls, senior.
3-sport guy.
3-sport guy, yeah, he does it all. He'll probably be one of those 3 guys, followed by Bentley Smith. He's a becoming freshman this year. He'll probably man that 2 spot, and then probably Cash Moultrie, another senior, been here for a while, left-handed pitcher, probably rounded out in that 3 spot. If we had to dial it in right now, that's probably how it'd be.
Gotcha. Who else can you count on to give you some minutes?
Innings, we got some more guys that'll be giving us innings. Garrison Luss is a junior. He'll pitch some for us this year. Eli Watts, he's also a junior. Carson Dowdy, those 3 juniors that's going to have to pitch innings for us this year to kind of get those guys arrested between starts. They're going to have to give us some big innings. Brock Walls might throw a little bit. He's another guy that could give us some innings if we needed it there. So definitely got some guys that's going to have to step up. We lost a pitcher last year, Andy Cathy, who pitched a lot of innings. Landon Centers pitched a lot of innings for us last year, graduated. Hunter Matthews, so I lost some arms. So we got some new faces that's going to have to take on a bigger role this year.
Let's flip that thing over and talk about who's going to get it done at the plate.
Well, I hope all 9. Looking back to last year, I think our leading hitter was Bentley Smith. Ended up hitting with like the highest average that time thing in regular season and area play. So we're going to look to him to kind of step it up this year as well. Brock Walls will be an anchor there. Kaysen, he'll swing it in the middle of the order. Baker Lyles, he'll be another guy that's in there that has potential to be big for us and take a bigger role on offense this year. Kanan Murray is another senior. Kevin Spears, another senior. Those guys that's going to step up for us this year. I truly believe that. Garrison Lust also, he'll probably be a big piece of that offense as well too. So we got a lot of guys in there that I feel like it's going to give us a good chance to be productive on offense. So, like I said, I'm just excited to get it going.
Coach, what's your area going to look like this year?
This year, we moved back into the Boaz, Sardis, Crossville area. Last year we competed with Arab, Gunnersville, and Scottsboro. So now we're kind of making that transition. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Last 2 years
who is it now?
It's Boaz, Sardis, and Crossville. So we're back into like the basketball, football area. Yeah.
Well, I will say this. Sardis did graduate 13.
Yeah.
Boaz graduated some. They still got Pierce and some
Yes,
of those
sir.
guys back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but you're still looking at the two teams that played for the 5A North last year, right?
Yeah, it's
in
definitely
your area.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's you kind of look at it, it's like, who I'm gonna get out of that Arab and Scottsboro, some of those guys. But like you said, we walk into another area that's got two good teams that'll still be really good. Coach Keenum does a good job over there, and Sardis just got Coach Brackett from Gaston.
I'm actually related to him.
Okay, yeah. So
his dad played in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be tough. Both those times we suit up against those teams. I'm sure it'll be tough, and we'll have to fight to get whatever we do get out of that. So.
Well, Coach, it's kind of like I told soccer, North Alabama. Sometimes we don't always compete the best in football when you get to the Super Sevens, but I can tell you this, in baseball and in basketball, North Alabama, soccer too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really competitive. Talk about North Alabama baseball a bit.
Well, yeah, and just looking at some of the teams around here that we play, and not even just the area teams, just some of the games that you got scheduled. You got to bring it every day. Every time you come out there, you got to bring it in.
Can't have it all.
No, you can't. I mean, those teams are. Yeah. You don't see many of those. Yeah, they're going to gear up. And a lot of these teams that you play like around here, like even though they're not in their area, but like Arab, Scottsboro, Gunnersville, those teams, been playing them all throughout these sports. They kind of got little rivalries going on. As far as between the students, so they gear up for each of those games just like it is a playoff game. So yeah, you got to bring it every day, every time you get out there on the diamond.
What is your biggest hurdle or goal or something you got to get hyper focused on? Like, I've got to get this done before we get out there and take the field.
Right. Well, just looking at it, man, the biggest thing is we have a lot of three-sport athletes. It's just like you were saying earlier. We have a lot of three-sport athletes. So biggest thing for me is just getting them reps, whether that's in the box or just, ground balls, fly balls, things like that. That's one of the biggest things that I came in doing, was just seeing how many fly balls, how many ground balls can we get these guys, how many swings in the cage or off live arms can we get these guys to try to round them back up and, be ready when it's time rolling. And we have a good relationship with all three coaches, so that actually plays a big part in helping us do that. And like I said, we got athletes that they do what we do at practice, and then they do some stuff on their own too, so that always helps. So just trying to get over that hurdle of those guys that hadn't been out there, getting them back out there is big. So
those reps are invaluable once you get them rolling.
Yeah, you
and
can't
look, let me ask you a couple more questions. I'll let you get out of here. I know I'm chatting your head off.
It's all good.
First one is, I know a prominent team in the Gadsden area, that I live down there, that's already got injuries.
Yeah.
With arms.
Yeah.
Arms and a wrist already just from practice. So how do you gotta push them a little bit because you want them game ready, but you definitely don't want them hurt for the season start.
Man, it's tough. I will say that the throwing period is shortened than what it usually is, and I think it's like a week now, whereas years ago it was 2 or 3 weeks where you got to get arms ready and try to get stuff in shape before you start doing a lot of stuff. So now, man, we just really have to be very careful with that, especially those guys. We're going to get some guys back from basketball. I was talking to the coaches today, like, we just got to make sure we're super careful with those guys, trying to work them back into it.
And some of them had no breaks.
No breaks, yeah. Some of them been
football straight to basketball.
Yep, and right into baseball. So we actually got a lot of those guys that's 3 sports. So I mean, it's definitely tough to try to balance it. But you just got to be super careful. And, I know injuries are going to happen, but just doing the best we can to try to prevent them is very key. So,
Coach, final thoughts before we shut this particular video down, but we're gonna have you on all day
yes, season. Just I'm excited. Like I said, this year 3 for me. Was able to get into the playoffs last year, first time in a while. So that was really good for the community, for our guys to see that and see what that means to the city to be able to do that. So I'm excited for that, and the guys are fired up. They're ready to get after it. So we're just hoping to build on that going into this new area, into this new season, and hoping that we can perform the best we can and kind of just see where things fall.
Coach, I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
Thank you for
sir.
sitting in. Looking forward to checking in with you throughout the season. Thank you.
Appreciate you.